Hi there, this is Jenny Penton, founder of Planner Perfect, and I teach women how to write a better story for their lives. You know, a lot of women have forgotten who they are. And my role and my job is to help you remember. So welcome. Today we're going to be talking about procrastination and how you can overcome it. So let's go ahead and dissect this really quick. With procrastination, it's really just something where we have a hard time executing our goals and our plans that we've set out to do. We know we need to do it, we've written it out, and we literally just don't do it. Well, I have a couple reasons why that might be. Now, first is when you are writing out certain things that you want to do, if you're too much into lack of detail or you're bullet pointing things and you're living off of a task sheet on what you want to accomplish, then your life isn't very compelling. And so you don't want to really execute. That's for sure one of the reasons, which is why I developed the Planner Perfect method, because I knew it worked for me, being a homeschooling mom of 8, to be able to accomplish and get things done for my life was one of the things I needed to do was to write a life that was compelling. Something that it helped. If I had a clean toilet, then all the bathrooms were clean and spotless, then we could go and do this and this, and the house was clean and tidy. And there's something about, obviously you're feeling empowered and you feel in control when you've got your realm and the things that you care for cleaned and tidied and orderly. And so to be able to know your why of why you're doing it is part of the way the method is set up, and that is that you've got room to write down more of a detailed execution for those mini goals that you do set every single day. So that's one of the things. You're going to want to break out of the box of living by a task sheet, maybe a calendar, and you're going to want to write more detail, know your why, have a structure going, go by the flow of your day, and here's number 2, live a life that's a little bit, that's compelling. So if you're only living off of cleaning a toilet and taking the kids to the pool, you're going to want to do something that is more compelling, okay? So have you included yourself? Have you understood that you're more than your children's mother, that is not your calling? So every time you don't understand that, you're wasting time. You are more than your child's mother. You are a woman who has been gifted talents and gifts to serve the world and bring value to the world. So obviously you are going to be using that within the home, and you set an example for your children, and you are giving value to the world. It is something that we are called to do, and a lot of women, including myself at one time, believe the myth that being a mother is our calling. And so we spend majority of our lives focusing only within the realm of children and their rearing and the home. And I'm here to present with you a new idea of how to, and a new knowledge, and that is not your calling. That is a role that you have. And you'll notice that when your children do grow up, that then you're missing your identity. They don't need you the same. And so you've got all this time, and they're living their life and pursuing some of their dreams. Meanwhile, you had shelved yourself that whole time. There's a uniqueness to you. And so think about that. If it's hard for you to embrace that, there's a uniqueness to you. All of us are different. We all present something amazing that we can serve the world with. That includes through our struggles and everything else, and bringing in our gifts and talents. And that's where we find our purpose and our intention, that we can set intentions around it to serve. We also want to be able to, but what I was going to say is that, if everyone's calling was being a mother, then no one's unique. We all of us women here who have children, then there's millions of us that Well, we have the same calling. So there's something unique to you though that you are to know and to understand. So don't waste another minute, because that's going to be your first job. And that is to find out exactly who you are outside of being your children's mother. And let's just throw this in. You're going to want to be an example of what living your dream looks like. Okay? You're going to want to be that example. Lead by example. Be fit. Okay? Lead by example. Be fit and lead by example. Know who you are. Lead by example. Set goals. Lead by example. Pursue yourself. Lead by example. You can do this within the realm of motherhood. It doesn't mean you pick up and you leave and you go get an office job. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you can stay home. It's a matter of just a mind shift. It's a shift of the mind and beginning to understand that you are not. That's not your calling. Motherhood is not your calling. You have to understand that. When you understand this, these are some of the causes that can cause procrastination within the home, or women that have a hard time getting things done that they set out to do. Okay. But the biggest thing, this is just the biggest, and it's going to seem like the most simplest, like duh, but you have to do it. And you just have to do it. You have to just do it. Here's the thing. Don't listen to the thoughts in your head that are telling you that you shouldn't and the reasons why. Don't listen to the thoughts in your head that are telling you that, well, you've had a hard day and you're mentally drained, so don't do it. Don't listen to the thoughts that are telling you, don't go work out. You've had a really hard day. Duh, everyone would understand that. Everybody would have your back on that. It's totally understandable that you wouldn't take that walk. Hello, you've been with kids all day. Who does that? You know what I mean? Don't listen to that thought. Don't listen to that thought, because that brain of yours is trying to keep that comfort zone all, because those grooves that you guys have created, that you and your mind have created, these comfort grooves. Like, we just kind of, whatever is easiest, whatever is most comfortable, that's what we got to do to preserve our sanity. And I've lived that before. You're going to want to get out of that and change. And the biggest way to change who you've been is to dive into the new you, because it shocks the system. Your brain's like, what the? And you just go and do it. Okay. So example is like, I'd be running on a treadmill and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to die. My thoughts were like, you're going to die. You're literally going to pass out now, probably trip on your feet, and now you're going to die. You probably better rest, because it's okay, because anybody would rest. You've been running for 10, 12 minutes and it seems like an hour, and you've been running at a fast speed, and I think you should probably slow down. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I'm literally ready to push that really low walk button. And I'm like, but wait a minute. No. Every day you're going to be tricking your mind into thinking that, no, this is what you want it to do. Your job is to tell your mind what you want it to do. Don't let it control you. You control the mind. Go by what you want, not by how you feel. Okay? So if you want that clean kitchen, then get up, exhausted, and do it. If you want to be fit, then get up, work it out, do it early, and go do the exercise you need to get where you want to be. If you want to begin that blog or that whatever that you really thought about beginning, then you just begin. You don't have to be any smarter. You don't have to read that book first. Just start. Because when you start, you create momentum. This is just funny and silly, but I remember when I would bake bread, I knew I had a big baking day. If anyone knows me, they know I've got these massive baking days because my family is so huge and they save me. But literally sometimes getting up and actually knowing what lies before me is like so daunting sometimes that I'm just like, you know what? I think I just don't want to do it today. You know, they can just eat Fruit Loops and I'll just splurge and buy everything that I need, you know, all of that. And I'm like, no, just put the water in the bowl, put the lukewarm water in the freaking bowl. And I'll just run over there. I told myself, okay, get up, just get up, go put the water in the bowl. It seems silly, doesn't it? But put the warm, I was like, let's do it. Turn the music, light a candle, it's on. I mean, that's all it took. It just takes a teeny step. Just get up, and go and do it. You'll feel so good. You get momentum. And that's what we work on. We work off of the momentum. And then you see great things happening. And then it starts with the little things. It starts with just doing these little things. I always say the biggest platform to become great is within the home. Us moms can become phenomenal outside the home by starting in the home. Okay, it's called being good at at keeping the home in order. It's called being good at knowing who we are alongside of it. And then because we can accomplish what motherhood is, one of the hardest jobs there is, because there's just this mental exhaustion. You love it. And hate it sometimes, and you've got other things that, though taking care of the home at the same time. And I've got 5 sons. Out of the 8, 5 of them are boys, and I literally feel like I live in the kitchen feeding these guys. And I would have fitness, some of them were like into fitness, and they'd be like, listen, if you could cook up, okay, like a good 8 chicken breasts for me, skinless please, and if you would cook up some broccoli, have it all meal prep for me, I was like, what? I mean, just feeding boys alone, But it's just a matter of, it's a matter of just getting it done and doing it. I'm not saying you go and do whatever your children are telling you to do, but I'm just telling you, feeding people is, it can be just exhausting in its own right, but it's a great platform to all the more reason to being organized. It's a challenge. I love motherhood. You know why? Because it's a challenge. Motherhood is challenging as crap. It is challenging. You know it. It is so challenging. This is where it starts for us girls. This is where it starts. It's challenging and it's hard, and we ain't going to give up, and we're not going to slow down, and we're not going to just live sloppy, unpurposed or unaimed lives and throw in the towel on the white flag. No, take back the reins of your life, quit procrastinating, and really find out what you're good at and what you're made of, and then take it further and go get yourself fit, and then go and pursue your dream and have a calling, understand and know your calling for your life. Be that example to your children. Do not procrastinate, just do it. Write a compelling story so that you actually want to, because if you only got a task sheet and it says, wash the floor, clean the toilet, feed the kids, your life isn't going anywhere too freaking fast. You're going to want to make sure that your life's compelling. You put in there that you're going to go work out. Put in there that you're going to start that blog. Put in there you're going to read this book. Put in there that you're going to go read and understand more about this, or learn more here, or do this here, or geez, it's all going to be unique to each and individual. It's going to be individualized. And so write a compelling story. Write a compelling story for your life. Stop the procrastination. Make the choice to just start. Because guess what? That's the hardest part. Because once you do that, then it's not so hard anymore. Because then momentum takes over. So just get up. Don't listen to the thoughts. Tell your thoughts what to think. And you just tell them who's boss. You tell them who's boss. It's a trick. It's a trick. So in order to become more, the journey is about expansion. The journey is about growing. The journey is about being the greater version of you. Living consciously, not subconsciously. Living where you are always wanting to grow. You're always going to be completely rebirthing. And so to do that, you've got to do the hard stuff. Find out what you're good at. Then you don't label yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. You can be whatever you want. You don't know your purpose? Who cares? You're on a journey. You're going to figure it out because you're consciously living with intention and moving in intention and going for it and diving in every time. Do the hard. Do the hard. Do things that are hard. It's challenging. Do it.